So in the vein of like, what do you want to say? In the vein of like statements that did not need to be made, there's this one from Arthur Blank, who is the Atlanta Falcons owner. Atlanta Falcons owner Arthur Blank explained why they are not attempting to acquire Lamar Jackson, which number one, it would be devastating for the fan base. I think the fans, and not to be anything crazy or anything, racist, but I think he would be a fucking amazing fit. I don't live super duper far from Atlanta. Atlanta is a really, really cool place. Atlanta's fun. And it's a great sports town. And I think Arthur Blank has done a lot in that community as well, and I think he is well respected. I don't know how this is going to go over. But anyway, here is this. There's no question Lamar Jackson is one of the top QBs in the league, looking at it objectively. There is some concern about whether or not he can play this style of game for how long that it can last. Hopefully a long time, but he's missed 5-6 games each of the last 2 years. And I saw Twitter. Let me see. No, we don't need that. I saw this on Twitter as well. That was the Commanders and Falcons saying that they would rather have Sam Howell and Desmond Ridder over Lamar Jackson is downright absurd. But here we are. When the teams say their primary focus is winning, they're lying. The only thing The only thing that I would give the Washington Commanders is that they're going to get sold. And so I think that they're waiting on a splash until the new owner comes in and the new owner can, do whatever they want with their organization. And that's absolutely the only thing I'll give them there. That I would think that adding Lamar Jackson would only bring the value up of the Commanders. It wouldn't do anything to dent it. Again, Washington Commanders are going to be sold, so maybe that's its own situation. But I just don't see why adding Lamar Jackson would be a bad thing. And it's just, as far as the Falcons, I have no idea. I think there was also a quote from Arthur Blank about it being different from the Deshaun Watson situation. So obviously we were looking at the numbers. As far as in general QB record, Lamar Jackson in the regular season is 45-16-0. 45 wins, 16 losses, 0 draws. You're not going to tell me that a team should not absolutely be jumping at the chance of getting a quarterback of that caliber. Not only that, but the Atlanta Falcons had Michael Vick when he was at the peak of his powers. What are you talking? Michael Vick is the exact mold of, like the previous gen's Lamar Jackson. A runner, he can throw. You had questions about how long he would last. Yada, yada, yada. He was box office for the Falcons. He was absolute box office. And so for him to say that, now the Atlanta Falcons are like going to be more prudent, or, they're not sure about that style of play. Listen, that's insane. Michael Vick had off the field issues. Deshaun Watson has off the field issues. And Deshaun Watson, even though he came in a year before Lamar Jackson, his record is 31-28. Okay, you want to say that that's because it was the Texans. But even so, I mean, the attempts are weirdly close. Completions are close. I mean, there's no way in which, again, if you had to pick one or whatever the case was, let's say your preference is Deshaun Watson over Lamar Jackson. I don't think there's a scenario in which Lamar Jackson leaves and now Deshaun Watson is taken and now Lamar Jackson is available and you're not jumping at the chance. I mean, that's just loser mentality. That's plain and simple. That is absolutely positively. That's why I like this tweet. It was just amazing. When teams say their primary focus is winning, they're lying. They're lying. If they had somebody else that they wanted to go for, whatever the case might be, they don't want to say because tanking is bad, but okay, like that's one thing. Dude, you have the opportunity to get a proven winner at the NFL level going into his prime, even if you were to get 3-4 years of box office, which is what Lamar Jackson is and would be, all of these teams would jump at the chance. And I saw as well that the New England Patriots aren't going to be pursuing him, and I saw that Meek Mill had reached out to Robert Kraft, and he said, "Oh, it's going to be up to Bill, basically, Bill Belichick, and they're not gonna go for it." So I mean, it's the weirdest fucking thing. It absolutely is. It's just weird. That's why collusion. Everybody's colluding without having to say it. No memo had to be passed around. Nobody had to say it. They just don't want to give this kid, this guy, this grown man. I don't want to say kid. This grown man his money. Even though he's done everything right, even though he's gonna play it out, and I understand that he wouldn't be completely free, but you're talking about a franchise quarterback that's 26 years old, that's a proven winner at the NFL level. You're telling me you don't want to base your franchise around him? It's just insane. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It continues to baffle the mind, really. And I mean, I'm not sure what it's gonna take to wake up, for these teams to wake up. I think that they're all sticking. They're all sticking together to try to break this amazing young man, and it's really a shame. It's really a shame.